Another ingredient for developing your carve turns is making sure you've got an effective leg flexion and extension. And that basically means things like you've learned in your snowplow progression, your basic parallel. There's always the need in skiing to apply pressure and extend your outside leg onto the ski to get that pressure. But the big thing now when you're developing your carve turns is you're playing around with dynamics. This is where if you want to make a carve turn, you've got to apply pressure on the ski at the start of the turn to bend the ski. That's the bit that'll get it hooked on with the shovel of the ski and get that carve turn working right from the start. On our academy courses, we often see people come in with a weaker leg extension and flexion. It's almost like they've skipped that great process that you work on in snowplow, where you've been taught initially to put pressure against your outside ski. They come in with a weaker pressure. We have to exaggerate that and increase it. And a lot of it is really strong leg extension work. It's the pressure and power of the leg extension, but it's also the timing and progressiveness of the movement. What I just showed you there were the stalk turns. Stalk turns are really useful for teaching you patience and balance against that outside ski. Really gets you in the right shape and form and allows you to feel that balance even standing earlier on the ski. One of the important factors of applying pressure early at the start of the turn is not just to bend the ski, but during a turn, you have to deal with pressure. And if you don't load that pressure onto the ski and start exerting it at the earlier part of the turn, you're going to have to deal with it being dumped on at the latter part of the turn. And you might relate to this by the skis juddering towards the end of the turn. A common thing we find is when skiers are putting all their focus into leg extension, they sometimes block their dynamics and how far their hip can move across by not really putting the same amount of work and enthusiasm into the inside leg releasing. So do remember, it's not just about leg extension, it's equally about leg flexion on the inside leg. So as much practice as possible with your stalk turn, lifting, balancing, lifting, balancing on that outside ski, add a little bit of angulation. Lifting, nice and early, balancing. The more advanced you get, the earlier you lift, earlier you feel pressure on that outside ski.